So we had started with the concept of time value of money, and under that we had started with the discounting technique yesterday. So when you try to bring or you calculate the current value for all the expected future cash flows from the project or from any investment made, then that technique is known as discounting. So when we bring the future say, cash flows expected at the end of first year, second year, and third year, when we bring them to 0 point of time, we are coming back 1 year, 2 year, and 3 years respectively. This value, this summation of these individual values at 0 point of time gives you the present value of the future cash flows, and this technique is known as discounting or calculation of the present value. Now, for calculating the present value, one option is that you use the calculator and simply take the uh, present value as the future value 1 plus I raised to the power n. And the second option was using the present value tables. Now, when we have single cash flows or unequal cash flows, then we use the PVF table, which is the present value factor table or the present value interest factor table. On the other hand, when we have equal cash flows over a period of time, then that is known as annuity, and for that we have a separate table, which is the present value annuity factor table. So I hope all of you are having the tables with you right now. Let's move ahead. I think we had solved a couple of questions on the present value. Let's start with this question. So this is a question on discounting. Whenever you get a question on time value of money, first and foremost, you need to determine whether the question is on discounting or on compounding. And second thing you need to see is whether there are equal cash flows or unequal cash flows in the question. So that helps you in the choice of the table you will be using to solve the question. So in this case, we see that the question says Mr. A has invested rupees 4,000 today at the rate 10% per annum. He expects cash flows of rupees 1,000, 1,100, 1,200, 1,250, 1,300 at the end of first, second, third, fourth, and fifth year respectively. Is it a worthwhile decision to invest? So you will invest only and only if the return from the investment would be more than the amount invested.
Excuse me, ma'am.
हाँ जी
Ma'am,
प्रणव
here the rate of investment that is given is considered as an inflation rate.
सॉरी दी
मैम जो रेट ऑफ इन्वेस्टमेंट यहाँ पर गिवन है हम उसको इन्फ्लेशन रेट की तरह ट्रीट करेंगे अपना अगर हम जनरली बात करें तो
इन्फ्लेशन रेट नहीं होता, जो रिटर्न ऑन इन्वेस्टमेंट होता है वो फैक्टर कर लेता है इन्फ्लेशन रेट, मतलब कहीं ना कहीं इट keeps the expectation of inflation in mind, but this is the required return in the market या market interest rate आप इसको बोल सकते हो, जो आपको अपनी इन्वेस्टमेंट पे मिलता है. बट यस, जो भी रिटर्न आपको मिलता है वो फैक्टर इन करता है इन्फ्लेशन को, but this is not the inflation rate.
ओके मैम.
So this is the return from the investment of rupees 4,000 made at 10% per annum. Since all the cash flows are separated in time, we need to bring all the cash flows to 0 point of time. So the present value of cash flows. So you can use the table directly here, or if you want, you can use the calculator to calculate the values. I will write both the steps. So either you use the calculator and multiply this value, or PVF table, PVIF table, 10% for 1 year. You multiply 1000 with it. Okay, so you add up these values, you will get the present value of the future cash flows. Please solve. Yes, I have the responses. What about the others? Rest of you also solve. So if there is a minor difference in your values, it will be because of the table values you are using, but approximately 4380 is the correct answer. All of you have solved it correctly. This means that the 4,000 invested today will give a return of 4380 in present value terms. So yes, this investment is a worthwhile investment because you are getting an additional 380 on investing for 5 years. Now, obviously, if you have some alternative available to you, you will be checking the present value of the alternate option, and whichever is giving you a higher return will be chosen. Okay. So this is how you solve questions using the present value factor tables when you have unequal cash flows. Okay, so let's move to another question on present value. Now here we have the annuity with cash inflows of rupees 10,000 per year for 3 years. You need to calculate the present value of the annuity. Now there are two ways of solving this question. Option 1 is the present value of the annuity will be equal to you are receiving 10,000 at the end of first year, second year, and third year. So you calculate. So you solve using this, and you are getting your answer as 24868. Rest of you also say you're getting this value. Another option is that since you are given an annuity, you are given equal cash flows, we can use the PVAF table. But how do we use this table? I'll just let you know. 10% for 3 years. Okay, so please pay attention on your screens. See, yesterday we saw that this was the present value factor table, and here also coincidentally you are having 3 years of investment. तो आप हर ईयर के कैश फ्लो को उस ईयर के प्रेजेंट वैल्यू फैक्टर से मल्टीप्लाई करते हैं. 0.909 for the first year, 0.826, 0.751. But when you are using the PVAF table, this table, here I think ये तो 11% से start है. Okay. So this table is the present value annuity factor table, PVAF table. जब आपको 3 years के लिए annuity check करनी है, then you will take a single value from this table, which would be the year 3 value at 10%. So you simply, as per that question which we were solving, 10,000 into 2.487. This is the PVAF value 10% for 3 years, and you get the present value as 24870. Exact value 24870. Now you are, instead of multiplying each cash flow with a separate present value factor, if you have equal cash flows, you take the single annuity factor value and multiply it with the cash flow. You'll get the present value. How is this value determined? This is simply the sum total of the three values you picked up from the PVIF table. So 0.909 plus 0.826 plus 0.751. When you add them up, it will give you approximately 2.487. So this is the manner in which you will be using the present value annuity factor table. Okay, I hope this is clear to everyone. Approximately 24,870 will be the present value of the cash flows from the investment. Okay. Mm, okay, let's now come to the second technique, which is the compounding technique. So we have covered the discounting technique, which was to calculate the present value. Compounding technique is used to calculate the future value of the cash flows. So again, we will have two options here. One where you have a single cash flow or unequal cash flows, and you need to calculate their future value. You will be using the future value factor table, or in some books or some tables it is mentioned as future value interest factor of ₹1 ऐसे करके mentioned होता है, तो FVIF table. And again you will also come across questions where you will have equal cash flows, and there again we will be using the annuity table, but now this table will be FVAF table, future value annuity factor table. Okay, let's start with a simple question which we have solved. Okay, so Mr. X invested 10,000, 5,000, and 2,000 at the starting of first year, second year, and third year. Calculate the compounded value of his investment at the end of third year. Now, please read the question carefully. The amount is being invested at the starting of first year. Starting of first year means the end of 0 year. Starting of second year means the end of first year. And starting of third year means the end of second year. And you are asked for the future value at the end of third year. तो जो timeline पे हम cash flows ले रहे हैं, we are taking them at the end of the year. Now this 10,000 is being invested for 3 years. 5,000 we are moving ahead 2 years, and this 2,000 is being invested for 1 year. You need to calculate the future value of all these three cash flows at the end of the third year. So future value will be 10,000 into this is how you will be calculating the value. Yes, I have one answer here. Rest of you also solve. What about others? What is the answer coming to? Everyone getting this answer? Pranath, I think you have solved this incorrectly. इतनी ज़्यादा value नहीं हो सकती. 21560. Aman and Vansh, please check your answers. This is the answer with me also, 21560. Please check you have picked the correct table value. Vansh, you also check. So the future value of these cash flows is 21,560. Yes. Sorry, I didn't get you. Speak loudly.
टेबल में से कौन सी वैल्यूज पुट करनी है यहाँ पे?
Beta, first year, second year, third year. I'll just show you the table here. PVF table. These values 1.100, 1.210, and 1.331. So your initial 10,000 that would be multiplied by 1.331 because there you are investing for 3 years, then 2-year value, and then first year value. Okay, next question. So, Pranath, I hope it is clear to you now. There's some network issue at your end. Okay, Vansh. Okay, class, let's move to another question. Mr. X invested 10,000 at the beginning of year 1. Again, beginning of year 1 means it is the end of year 0. What amount will he receive after the end of first year, second year, and third year? So you are simply calculating the future value 3 times. Future value at the end of first year, future value at the end of second year, and future value of this 10,000 at the end of third year. So you are having a single cash flow. You will again use the future value factor table, and or it is mentioned as compound value factor table. 10% for 1 year, 10% for second year, and 10% for third year. So this is coming to 11,000, 12,100, and 13,300. So these are the future values which you can expect to receive 1 year, 2 year and 3 year hence. Please complete everyone. अमान आपने बेटा एक वैल्यू कैलकुलेट कर लिया. ओके, यू हैव टोटल्ड देम अप. आपने अलग अलग कैलकुलेट करनी है कि 10,000 इन्वेस्ट करा तो फर्स्ट ईयर के एंड पे कितनी अमाउंट मिलेगी. अगर 1 ईयर के लिए इन्वेस्ट करा, अगर 2 ईयर्स के लिए इन्वेस्ट करा तो सेकेंड ईयर के एंड पे कितनी वैल्यू मिलेगी. And if you are taking the withdrawing that amount at the end of third year, what is the value you are getting. So you are calculating three different values.
Ma'am, I have added all of tables.
नहीं नहीं, उनको अलग अलग रखना है आपने.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay, let's take up one question on annuity factor. This example is there. So again, this is a 10,000 which is being invested at the end of first year, second year and third year, and you need to calculate the compound value of the investment. So equal cash flows हैं. You have two options. You can either use the FVIF table, future value interest factor table, or you can use the annuity table also. So future value will be like you calculated right now, 10,000 into. So in the second option, you will pick a single value, which will be 3.310, and you will get the future cash flow. Future value as 33,100. So you can solve using either of the options, but with equal cash flows, it is more comfortable to use the annuity factor table because यहाँ पर तो 3 cash flows हैं, आपको 10-15 cash flows का भी question आ सकता है. Then it is more convenient to use the annuity table in case you have equal cash flows. So let's take one last question for the day. Here you need to calculate the future value, but what is happening is now the interest is not being paid annually, but the interest payment is semi-annual. So whenever you have semi-annual payment, your N will increase. So 3 years है, 10% per annum है. N will be 3 into 2, 6 periods, whereas now instead of 10%, now you will be taking the interest rate as 5%. That is the only difference. When there is compounding more than once a year, you multiply n number of periods with the value or the time interval at which the interest payment is being done, and the interest rate is divided by the mode of interest payment. So if it is semi-annual, n becomes 2. If it is quarterly, n becomes 4. I'm talking about 1 year investment. And if it is monthly, n becomes 12. Your interest will be I divided by 2, I divided by 4, I divided by 12. Now in the given question, you can calculate the future value with n 6 and interest rate as 5%. Please calculate. Single cash flow है. You will be using FVF table. Which table are you people using? Single cash flow है, annuity factor table नहीं use करना. FVF table. 5% for 6 periods. 10,000, 68,000 नहीं बनेगा 3 years में, unless and until it is some fraud. Only then someone will promise you an amount like this. 10,000 won't grow to 68,000. चिट फंड स्कीम ही निकाली है माधव और पुनीत दोनों ने. तो कौन सी स्कीम नहीं है. दिस इज अ नॉर्मल इन्वेस्टमेंट, and yes, it will grow to 1